All right, welcome everybody. It's an honor and privilege to be here. For those of you that are just getting started in the business, what I'm going to cover with today is the launch process. Obviously, if you just got involved in Team Fusion and Kyani, you're very excited, but you really want to know step 1, step 2, step 3. What do I need to do to make money? How do I need to do it? How do I need to build it? And that's exactly what I'm going to share with you guys today. I'm going to teach you step by step what you need to do in order to have success in this business. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Abbas. I've been with Kyani and Team Fusion for just about 8 months now. And it's just been a huge blessing for me and for my family. I got started in January of 2016, and I was able to hit a position called Diamond in just over 2 months. And for those of you that don't know what that means just yet, if you look at our income disclosure, that position pays out on average about $14,000 a month. There's also a $1,200 car payment that comes with that. So, it's a huge blessing. And a lot of people always ask me, what is it that you did? What do you do? How are you able to have success? And really, I'm not doing anything special. I'm just following a simple system, teaching that very simple system step by step by step. And so I'm going to take you through that system today because it's very exciting. We have a lot of things that are happening right now that are just changing a lot of lives and impacting lives. So let's just go ahead and get right into the launch process. So obviously, you're brand new into the business. What is the first thing that you want to do? And obviously, if you're brand new as well, you want to have somebody sitting with you who knows how to do the business, that is taking you through this launch process right now. But even if you don't, let's say you live somewhere out of state, out of town, you can follow this step-by-step system and still have a lot of success because we've built this all over the world right now, and we have teams that are growing everywhere. We have people having success everywhere, even if they don't have any local support. So let's get right into step 1. So if you look right here at step 1, the first thing that you want to do when you get involved is you make sure that you want to have access to all of the valuable resources with Kyani and Team Fusion. And so I want to make sure that you understand the websites and what's available on these websites. So the first website that you want to know is login.kyani.net. And what that is, that's your back office. Your back office lists everything. It shows you what rank that you're at, what you need to do to hit the next rank. It shows you what your paychecks are, every document that you need, every report as far as what is going on in your business is at your fingertips. I always recommend exploring the back office for 10 or 15 minutes just so you can learn what's back there. The second resource is kyaniscience.com. Now that resource is awesome. Awesome for product knowledge. Everything you want to know about the products, what's in them, the ingredients, where they're manufactured, what they do, the benefits, videos, everything there is to know about the products is at kyaniscience.com. One of the first things I do is I spend about an hour when I first got involved in the company there just understanding the products and the value that they bring to people in the marketplace. And I'm telling you guys, there's nothing like the Triangle of Health out there. The third website is teamfusionwebsite.com/getting started. Again, it's teamfusionwebsite.com/getting started. And the reason you want to have that website is because that's where you get to see the mission statement, the vision statement. You're able to print the launch document. Everything that you want to know as far as getting started in documents-wise is at that website right there. And so now that we have the resources, step 1 is complete. You can check that off. Just make sure that you understand them and you spend a little bit of time there breezing through so that you familiarize yourself with the resources. So let's get into step 2. So if you have not had this happen for you yet, make sure that before you move to step 3 that this is done, because step 2 is where you're introduced to our culture, our team. Team Fusion is not just a business. It's not just a group of people out to make money. What makes Team Fusion so special is the culture. When I first got involved, the biggest thing that I noticed when I got involved in Kyani and Team Fusion was just the family atmosphere. I've never seen that before. A lot of times when companies grow to $150 million, it becomes very corporate-like. People really don't matter. People are just a number. And I'd never seen a culture before where it didn't matter how big that it was growing, The most important thing was the people. And you'll see that when you look at the rules and the mission statement. Nobody gets left behind. And so I want to make sure that the step 2, we want to make sure that you add to both groups. We have 2 groups that you want to get added to right away, Team Fusion Facebook groups. And the first one is Project 515. We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit, what Project 515 is. We're launching that. It's going to be a fantastic thing to be a part of. We're going to go into more detail about that later, but you want to be a part of the group. That's our team. You want to be added to that group. The second one is you want to be added to the Team Fusion group. That's the entire organization of almost 100,000 people. And the reason why it's important is when you get added there, you're going to get a lot of welcomes and likes and comments. People are going to welcome you to the family, welcome you to the team. And it's very special that it happens for you, but you also do it with new people because their first experience, first impressions go a long way in this business. And when people feel like they're a part of a family and a team, they get very excited to contribute and to grow and to take action. Now, the second thing that you want to do in step 2 is you want to make sure that you go to YouTube and you want to make sure that you search Team Fusion Lifestyle. Make sure you search Team Fusion Lifestyle and then click it and then subscribe to that page. The reason why you want to do that is because it will give you access to all of the videos that you need to build your business. Training videos, lifestyle videos, product testimonials, and I'll be honest with you, about 50% of this business, in my opinion, is just finding who you're talking to and sending them a video that you think will appeal to them. A lot of times when I talk to young people, I will send them a lifestyle video, maybe the car program video, or maybe when I'm talking to somebody older or somebody that's into fitness, I'll send them some of the product videos, some of the testimonials. But all of those videos are archived in Team Fusion Lifestyle on YouTube, so you want to make sure you subscribe to that. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you read the Team Fusion vision and mission statement, okay, and the rules of Team Fusion. Now, you can find that at this website right here, teamfusionwebsite.com/getting started. Very, very, very important because, again, we want everyone to understand what our team is all about, what our mission is, what our vision is. We're not just here to make a lot of money. If you look at it, our mission is to impact 1 million lives by 2018. And this document goes into all of the details. So make sure that you pause this video when you're sitting with a new person and make sure you read these rules out, read the mission statement, read the vision statement before you move on. So very, very, very important to do. Okay, so once you've done step 1 and step 2, we can go ahead and we can move forward. All right, step 3. Determining your reason why. My mentor when I first got into this industry was a multimillionaire. And, I remember sitting down like it was yesterday. This is my first experience in network marketing. I've never done it before. I had no idea what I was doing. I just needed to make something work because the economy hit my business and, I was losing money left and right. And I was just looking for a way to provide a better lifestyle for my family. I was looking for a way to have more time freedom. I was looking for a way to be able to just be debt-free and travel and relax and have flexibility. And, I'll never forget when I was sitting down with my mentor, he said to me, John, he's like, before I teach you how to do anything in this business, we have got to set goals first. You have to understand why you're doing this business. And it has to be emotional. It has to be powerful. Because he said to me, John, if your reason why is big enough, the how is going to be easy. And without having goals and without having a reason why, it's kind of like getting into a car and you don't really have a destination. You don't know where you're going, you don't have a direction, you could end up anywhere. And so we want to take a couple of minutes and we want to make sure before we move on to an action plan that you understand that we have to take some time and we have to create your reason why and your goals. And so I want to share with you mine because these are the reason I'm successful. The reason I've made a lot of money in this industry, the reason I've had success, it's not because I had a lot of skills. It's not because I have a lot of knowledge. I didn't have any experience doing this when I first got involved. All I had is a burning desire to make it happen because there was a few things that I needed to accomplish when I got involved in this industry. Number one, I wanted to be able to help my parents financially. My parents worked very hard. They never had a lot of money. And when they retired, they were barely able to make ends meet. And, that's not the life that you wish for your family, for them to work hard their entire lives and then retire broke and not able to do the things they want to do. And so one of my biggest reasons why I needed to make this work is to be able to help them out financially. Number two, I have 2 daughters, and I wanted to make sure that as they got older, they didn't have to, they had every opportunity available to them. And then my number 3 was for me. It was lifestyle. And lifestyle for me was, I always dreamed when I was younger of I wanted a business that I could build from anywhere. I could build from home. I could build from a beach. I hated having to be somewhere. that sick feeling that you get when you're on the last day of vacation and you have to be back at work and you have to be somewhere, having to show up. I always believed since I was young that life wasn't meant just to spend the best years of it working just so you can enjoy life when you're too old to really be able to do the things you want to do. I wanted a business that allowed me to have flexibility, money, and time freedom, and I wanted to be debt free. And so that was mine. I don't know what it is for you, but here's what I do know. You need to make it important and you need to make it emotional. Because if it's not important, the first time you run into any kind of rejection, the first time that you run into any kind of bump in the road, you're probably going to quit. You're probably going to stop doing the business. And so what I know is your reason why will push you forward, and you have to make it important, because if it's big enough, you'll do whatever it takes to win. And I'm telling you guys, the benefits of really building this business far outweigh anything that you have to go through when you go through it in this business. Trust me when I tell you that. And I want to prepare you for that, because you're probably going to face some rejection. You're going to get told no. You guys have to remember, this is normal. Nothing in the world is for everybody. Not everybody wants to make residual income. Not everybody wants a better lifestyle. But there's also people that are going to tell you yes. There's also people that are going to get involved on your team and just explode the business, and you're going to have momentum and you're going to be able to make income that you never thought possible if you just stick it out and focus on why you started in the first place. So again, if you're on this part, make sure you pause this video right now for a few minutes, and just, if you're with someone, just make sure that you write down your goals. Write down what you want to get out of this business. It could be family, helping family. It could be time freedom. It could be travel. It could be helping people or giving back. But what I want you to do is I want you to make it specific. Don't make it generic. Don't make it, I just want to make more money, because that can mean anything. A specific goal is just saying, well, I want to take a vacation and I want to go in, Africa. Well, that's not a country. That's not a city. That's not a specific destination. So you want to be very specific on your reason why. So pause the video, do your reason why, and then push play after. So now we're going to go to step 4. So you have the websites, you have been added, and you understand the culture, you understand the vision, you understand the mission, you've set your goals, you know why you're doing this business and what you want to get out of it. So let's talk about how we're going to hit positions. Let's talk about what we're trying to accomplish and the positions that we're trying to attain. So in our business, it's very simple. Every position in Kyani has an average income that you'll make. It's very transparent. It's very simple. There's no smoke and mirrors here. There's no guessing. It's very simple. If you need to make an extra $3,500 a month, we know that you need to be a Ruby in the company, because Rubies make on average $3,500 a month. So every position has an average income that you'll make when you hit it. But in order to hit each position, there's a certain amount of volume that you're going to need between you and your team in order to achieve that position. And so people always ask, well, what's volume? What's worth volume? So let me cover that right now. So in our business, everything is worth volume. Everything. Every time somebody joins your team, it's worth volume. Every time you get a customer, it's worth a certain amount of volume. So let's go ahead and cover the different volume and the different packages. So right here, these are the starter packages for Kyani. There are 3 packages that people can get involved with. There's a $399 package, there's a $699 package, and there's a $1,399 package. Now, if you look to the right here, with each package, you're going to get a certain amount of product that comes with that package. If you get involved at $399, you're going to get 1 month of the product. This is why a lot of times we don't recommend getting involved at that package unless you just want to be a customer and get wholesale pricing, because if you're really trying to start making a lot of money, then it's very important to understand that you want to start your business the right way. And the biggest thing that we do here is we acquire some customers, and it's going to be very difficult to acquire a lot of customers if you don't have a lot of product to be able to share some samples and let them try it. Now, for the $6.99 package, you get 3 months worth of the product plus some 7-day trial packs for people. For the $13.99, you're going to get 6 months worth of product. Now, volume. For the $399 package, you're going to get 200 QV. Now, QV stands for qualifying volume. Everything is worth qualifying volume. So if somebody gets involved in your team at the $399 package, you're going to get 200 in qualifying volume. If somebody gets involved at the $6.99 package, you're going to get 500 in qualifying volume. And if somebody gets involved at the $13.99 package, you're going to get 750 in qualifying volume. Now, customers. There's 2 types of customers that we can acquire. There's a regular customer, and a regular customer is somebody that purchases the Triangle of Health. All 3 products for a full 30-day supply. If you get a customer on the Triangle of Health, that customer on average will spend about $150 or $5 a day for them to be your customer for all 3 for a full month supply. And for that customer, you're going to get 60 in qualifying volume, but you're also going to make $40 a month in residual income. And this is awesome because it's very easy to get customers, and we're going to talk about that more in just a minute. Now, we have something that Kyani just came out with, which I think is genius. It's the smartest thing I've ever seen in a company for them to do, and I'm telling you, it's going to take our business to the next level. They just launched a program, a membership program called Prime, very similar to Amazon Prime, and it's for distributors and for customers. Now, for a customer, if they choose Prime, the membership is $39 once every 6 months. And if they become a Prime customer, number 1, they're going to get free shipping, and number 2, they're going to get wholesale pricing. They actually get the product for what we pay for the product. And so instead of spending $150 and $12 for shipping, out the door total $162, they can get the product for $135, free shipping, and every time you get a Prime customer, you're going to make 75 in qualifying volume, so you get more volume for that. You make a little bit less per month because the customer's saving a lot more money, but you're going to get a $15 one-time bonus when you sign up a Prime customer. So it's very powerful because if you really look at it, it's a great way to build residual income, and every regular customer that you get that just wants to try it for a month, you're going to get 60 in qualifying volume, and you're going to make $40 a month. Every Prime customer, they're going to spend $39 once for 6 months, but they're going to save $27 a month by being a customer on Prime, and it's a very, very, very valuable program. Okay, now, this is something that I want to make sure that everybody's clear on, and I want to make sure that you understand this. In our business, in order to hit every position, in order to receive all compensation, all payouts, all residual income, everything, you have to maintain 100 in personal qualifying volume, just yourself, between your own product and your customers. Now, let me show you a couple ways that you can do that. Now, your personal auto ship, your own product, every month is about $135. And that auto ship is worth 120 in volume. Your personal auto ship is worth 120 in volume. And some people always ask, like, well, you know, what if I don't have the money to be able to pay every month? Well, here's what you can do. You just have to maintain 100 in volume. If you get 2 customers, 2 regular customers, you're at 120 in volume. If you get 2 Prime customers, you're at 150 in volume. So you can go get 2 customers. You can go get 3 customers. If you get 4 customers, that will pay for your auto ship. Your auto ship is free if you can acquire and maintain 4 customers. So it's very important to understand that you just have to maintain 100 in personal volume to hit every position in the company, regardless of what that position is. So we're going to move on to step 5 right now. All right, everybody, now it's time to talk about one of my favorite things other than the action plan, which is the different positions and the money that you can make, how to hit the different positions, what it's going to take, because this is your game plan. This is the first 3 positions, the kind of income that goes with it, and what you need to do in order to hit them. So let's go ahead and get into the positions, guys. So the first position in our company, it's called Jade. In order to hit the position of Jade, you're going to need 2,000 in qualifying volume between you and your entire organization. So let me give you a simple way to look at that. We're just going to pretend that everybody that joins your team, they join at the middle package, the $699, because that's worth 500 in volume. And we're going to pretend, for simplicity's sake, that nobody has any customers. Obviously, people will have customers, so that's not going to be realistic, but for simple math and how to hit the positions, we're just going to keep it simple and just pretend that everybody gets in at the middle package, nobody has any customers. So if you got involved at the $699 package, you got 500 in qualifying volume with that package. So you're already at 500 right now. So if you need 2,000, you just need 1,500 more to become a Jade, which is basically an easy way to look at this. It's just building a team of 3 people. Because if you build a team of 3, they got involved, each package is worth 500 in volume, that's another 1,500 plus your 500, you're at 2,000 in volume, you're a Jade. Now notice, you need 2 legs. You need 2 separate organizations. In our business, the first 2 positions, you need 2 teams. And then at the 3rd position, Sapphire, which we're going to cover in a second, you'll need a 3rd team. So, look at the structure right here. Your volume was worth 500. You built a team of 2, right? In this organization, it's worth another 1,000. You got a 3rd business partner, it's worth another 500. You're at 2,000, you're a Jade. The average income at Jade is $300 a month. About $298 a month is the average income that Jades make company-wide. And there's a $600 fast start bonus if you can hit the position of Jade in your first 30 days. Very simple, very doable. We're going to give you the action plan in order to do it. That bonus is paid out over 3 months though. $100 right away, $200 the second month, $300 the third month. But you make a $600 fast start if you could do it in a month on top of the $300 a month average income that position pays out. So the next position, Pearl. To be a Pearl, you just need 5,000 in qualifying volume between you and your organization. Another way to look at that is about a team of 10 people, or you plus 9 other people. Obviously, if each package at the $699 level is worth 500 in volume, a team of 10 is worth 5,000 in volume, you're a Pearl. And now, it's not you having to go get 10 people. We're in the business of duplicating, not recruiting 1 million people. That's not our goal, that's not our game plan. So a really easy way to look at Pearl is help 2 people on your team become a Jade. Help them go Jade, you become a Pearl because you're going to hit the volume. Now at Pearl, the average income is about $700 a month. Actually, it's about $660 a month is the average income that you'll hit at the position of Pearl. Again, it's not crazy money. You're not quitting your job yet, but what makes this so exciting is you're just getting started. You're brand new in the business. You're earning a few $100s a month on top of what you're doing right now, and you're seeing something grow. You're seeing it grow and grow and grow, and it's just a matter of time before you move through these next positions. Now, in my opinion, my favorite position in the company is the Sapphire position. And the reason why is because at Sapphire, not only is the income start to get decent for anybody, but you start to experience the different bonuses and perks that come with being involved in Kyani. And I love it. There's nothing that gets me more excited than helping people go Sapphire. And if you're brand new and you're watching this, I want you to pay very close attention to this because there's some magical things that happen when you hit the position of Sapphire. People start to take notice. People start to want to be involved in a part of what you're doing. And people always ask me, how did you go Diamond very quickly? And I always tell them the same thing. I just helped myself and as many people as I could go Sapphire as fast as possible. Because when Sapphire starts to happen for people, obviously we're going to cover in a second, you start to qualify for the dream car. And you start to make decent money and over $1,500 a month in average income. People start to get really excited and they want to be a part of what you're doing. I mean, think about it. Think about you start a business and in a couple of months, 2-3 months, you hit a position where you not only are making an extra $1,500 a month on top of what you do now, but you also qualified for the dream car, paid for by the company. And people see that car. People see that you're driving around in that car. People are going to want to be a part of what you're doing. And that creates a buzz and people get excited and people start coming to you wanting to join what you're doing. So really, Sapphire is the most important position because it opens and paves the way for you to skyrocket through the rest of the positions in this comp plan if you just make it a focus and a priority of getting there. And it doesn't have to take forever. You can condense the amount of time. So to be a Sapphire, you need 10,000 in qualifying volume. Another way to look at that is give or take about a team of 20 people. It doesn't have to be 20 again. People could be getting a lot of customers and you might not need that much of a team, or people could be getting involved at like the higher package, and so you might not need as big of a team. But an easy, simple math way to look at it is just about a team of 20 people. You're a Sapphire in the company. Now if you look right here, you need a third team. Okay, now let me share with you simplicity, and you don't have to remember this. It's not important for you to even know or care about this like for right now, because our goal is just to get this thing off the ground and moving. But if you look at the breakdown here, so the way our business is structured, you can build it any way you want. It's just you cannot have more than 60% of your total volume to hit a position in one leg. You got to have at least 40% of your business outside of your strongest team, your strongest, fastest growing organization. So if Sapphire is 10,000 in volume, 60% of that is 6,000 in volume, or about a team of 12 people. That's the most you can have in one team. Got to have 40% outside. And also, if you notice in Sapphire, you need a third team, a third leg. And the stipulation is very simple. You just need a third organization, and you got to have a minimum of 5% of your total business in that third team. And that's the same thing for every position after Sapphire. You have to have 3 teams. The most you can have is 60% of your whole business in one team. And you got to have a third team with at least 5% of your total business. So if Sapphire is 10,000, 5% of that is just 500 in volume, which is just one person. So you can hit Sapphire with a team of about 20. The most you can have is about 12 or 6,000 in volume in one team. And you got to have at least a third team with 500 in volume. And again, it's not important that you remember this right now, because us as leaders, we're going to guide you and coach you and make sure that that happens and make sure your business is growing the right way. But see, look at what's crazy at Sapphire. The average income is $1,561 a month. That is more income than some people make on a full-time job, ladies and gentlemen. This is still a very part-time business, but you also qualify for the first level. First level, there's 5 levels to the Dream Car program in Kiana. You qualify for the first level of it, which is just, you're going to get a $1,000 down payment, and you're going to get $500 a month toward any white luxury car that you want. It's just got to have a little Kiana sticker on the side of it. Now, there are other options. You can take the cash, $300 a month. You can let the payments accumulate for up to 2 years and put a huge down payment on a car. But what I like to tell people is, if you're able to do it, go get the car. Because the car becomes a tool that allows you to be able to build this business much faster by creating curiosity in what you're a part of. So these are the first 3 positions in the company. That's step 5, understanding how to hit them. Jade is 2,000 in volume. Pearl is 5,000 in volume. Sapphire is 10,000 in volume. These are the average incomes, and Sapphire is where you start to experience the perks and the benefits of being involved in Kiana, because again, it's not just $1,561 a month, it's also a $500 a month car payment, which means as a Sapphire, you're averaging about $2,000 a month in income, which is just the difference that it makes for people. It's crazy. And here's what's even more awesome. In our organization alone, we've produced about 60 Sapphires in less than 8 months. And so we're averaging a Sapphire 1 every 3 or 4 days right now. So we have the system, we know how to do it. You just got to follow the game plan that we're about to teach you. So let's move on to action plan. So just to recap, obviously we have shared with you the websites. You have your goals set, you know what you want to do. You obviously understand the value of being part of our culture and the Facebook pages and Team Fusion lifestyle. You have understood what the volumes are worth, you know what a customer's worth, what the different packages are worth, and you also understand how to hit the first 3 positions. So the only thing left for us to cover is, how do we make this happen? What's the game plan? What actions do I need to take in order to have massive success as fast as I want to have this success? Now, I want you all to understand, I do realize that every one of you are going to have different goals. And one of the things I want to go back and recap is if you haven't done this yet, please, before you move on, pause the video right now and set goals for jade, set your goal for pearl, and set your goal for sapphire. How fast do you want to hit jade? How fast do you want to hit pearl? How fast do you want to hit sapphire? And I'm going to give you a rule of thumb. My advice is you put sapphire in 30 days. I know that may sound crazy, it may sound no way, but I'm telling you, with what Team Fusion has on the table, with Project 515 launching within our group, it is very realistic for someone that's hungry, that's committed, that's willing to take action, even on a very part-time basis, to hit sapphire in your first 30 days. And I think that should be a goal for everyone, because I hope that, and I pray that when you got involved in this business, you got involved not just to make a couple $100 extra, but to really change your life and to be able to impact people. So I want you to put sapphire in 30 days. So let's talk about the action plan. Guys, listen, there's only two things that we do in Kyani, and two things, period. We get customers, and then we build a team. When we get customers, we earn residual income every month. When we build a team, we're building our franchise. We're building distribution. Obviously, the bigger of a team that you have, the more customers that you're going to be able to acquire. The more McDonald's they open, the more burgers they're going to be able to sell. And it's the same thing here. You are building your own McDonald's franchise. But instead of selling McFlurries and McNuggets, we're doing McSunrise and McSunset. So I'm just kidding, guys. So let's talk about the only two things that we do in this business. We get customers, and then we build a team. So let's talk about how do we get customers. Now, I made a huge mistake, and I'm going to tell you guys a story here in just a minute from personal experience, how I get customers and how I've been able to have success getting customers. But let's go right into how we do it. So the first thing that you want to know is, if you're going to get customers, who's the perfect customer? Like, what are the most important categories of customers to focus on? What's your target market? So let's talk about the people that we know, and Kyani have been around almost 10 years, that is the best customer for our products. Number one is people over the age of 50. Obviously, when you're in the back half of your life, health is a lot more important. Time is valuable. And supplements is a $600 billion industry, and baby boomers account for a huge portion of that. And so people over 50, it's very easy to build value in Kyani's products. Number two, people with health issues. Guys, the pharmaceutical industry is a $1 trillion industry. Why is that? Because people will spend any amount of money to feel better. I have allergies. I spend $2, $3 a day just on allergy medication. Why? It doesn't cure anything. It just relieves my symptoms. And the problem with pharmaceuticals is for everything it cures, it has 50 different side effects. And so people with health issues, we have a nutraceutical solution that allow people to live much healthier lifestyles. So it's very easy to build value with people that have health issues because they'll spend money, especially on a product that allows them to feel better, function better, and live better. And then the third category is people that are just health conscious. People that are health conscious, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand they already spend money on their health. It's very easy to build value. Why? Because they already go to GNC and they buy supplements. They already go to Whole Foods and they spend money on organic foods and fruits. They already spend money on hiring personal trainers. They already spend money on going to gyms. They already spend money on their health. You don't have to convince them that their health is important. They already understand that. You just have to show them our products and build the value, and it's very easy to get a customer. So those are our three target markets of customers. Now you want to make a top 80 list. I know some of you probably think that's a big list, but guys, listen. We live in a country where 90% of people have some form of a health issue. It's crazy. And so it's very easy to make a list of customers because a lot of times when you build value in the product, a lot of them will become a customer first and they'll end up joining the business later. Okay, so goals for customers. So you have your categories. What are your goals? Your goal is to get one customer in 24 hours. That's your goal, is to get one customer in your first 24 hours of being in this business. Why is that? Because I've been in the business for about 8 months now, and I look at my organization, and here's what I've noticed. Everybody either has a lot of customers or no customers. Most people don't have one customer. And you know what that tells me? That tells me that the first customer is always the hardest. Once you get one and you learn how to sign that customer up, you learn the process, it's very easy to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 customers, ladies and gentlemen, build a residual income for yourself. So you want to focus on one customer in your first 24 hours. I like to focus on the easiest customer. You know, for me, it was my dad. It was a very easy conversation. I was just able to talk to my dad. I'm like, Dad, listen, I know you have a lot of health issues. I want you to be my first customer. I got involved with a company. We have a phenomenal product that deals with nutrition. And I want you to be my first customer. I want you to be my test dummy customer. I want you to be my testimonial. Look, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't love it, we'll get all your money back. But I want you to be my first customer because in 30 days, I want you to give me your feedback on how you feel about the product. And it's important to me. Very easy to get them as a customer. Focus on the easiest one first. Now, you want to focus on, again, your first customer in your first 24 hours. And you also want to focus on 4 customers in your first 30 days. Please write that down. 4 customers in your first 30 days. Why 4 customers? Why not 10? Because 4 customers will earn you enough residual income to pay for your product. Therefore, your personal product is free, and you now own a business that has no overhead. Because if you're earning $40 a month for every customer that you get, and you get 4 customers, you're earning $160 a month that pays for your product. Now you have a business where your product's free and you have no overhead in the business. So it's very, very, very important to focus on one customer right away, the easy one, of 4 customers in your first 30 days. Now, what are the hot points? How do you get customers? What's the approach? What do you do? Let me explain to you, and I'm going to tell you a story that really opened my eyes on how easy it really is to get customers. And so this is what happened for me. My first month in the business, I've never done anything with products. I've never really sold anything before. In my mind, I thought I was going to get my $600 package, my box, and I was just going to, divvy up all of the product and give it away to everybody on my list of 80 that I knew could benefit from the product. People with health issues. I thought, they're just going to feel better, and they're going to take the product, they're going to love it, and they're going to call me and want to be a customer. And I learned out real quick that that is not how it happens. I gave out every bit of my product and I got 0 customers, none. And I was a little bit discouraged, and I was trying to figure out, what am I doing wrong? And, I had a friend of mine in Texas, and he had a lot of customers, like a ton of customers. He's very successful in getting customers. He made a lot of money on just customers. And it seemed like people were coming to him wanting to be his customer. And so I remember calling him and having a conversation with him. And I remember, calling this gentleman. I was like, listen, what is it that you're doing to get all of these customers? I'm not having any success. I'm giving away all these samples. People, they're not taking it. They're not trying it. They're not being a customer. And he's like, John, this is what he said to me. That was probably the most important thing I'm going to share with you when it comes to getting customers. He said, John, that's your first problem. You're giving away all of your product. He's like, the first thing you have to understand is people typically don't value anything that's free. If it's free, they don't appreciate it. So chances are they probably aren't being a customer because they're not even taking it or trying it. They're probably forgetting, and that's exactly the case. The people I gave away all those free samples to, they weren't taking the product. They would forget. They would leave it on the shelf, or they would leave it on the table, or even if they were taking it, they weren't taking it consistently. They try it for a day, they'd forget for 3 days, or they get busy. And here's why: because they weren't paying for it. When you pay for something, you value it and you appreciate it and you'll take it. If it's free, you may forget, you may not, because there's no value. And he said to me, he said, John, this is how I get customers. He's like, don't you realize that every product we have, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee? If they use every bit of it and they don't love it, they can get 100% refund minus shipping, just sending the empty bottles back to Kyani, and then get all of their money back. What that means is there's no risk for anyone to try it. And if they try it, by paying for it, they'll take it. And if they take it, they'll experience positive results. So that's why I wanted to share with you the hot points on how I personally get customers, how a lot of our team gets customers, and how it's very, very, very easy. So that's why I want to share with you, not only just the hot points, but I'm going to share with you exactly what he taught me, the strategy that he used to get a lot of customers. I mean, he made a lot of money, thousands of dollars, just off of the customers that he was able to acquire. And so, we'll start with the hot points. I just want to read them off to you very quickly, and then I'm going to show you an exact strategy that I've used that works, that a lot of our team is using that absolutely works. And if you just adopt this and you use it, it's very easy to really get customers. And so the hot points I want you to make sure you write down are, number one, I want you to write down 30-day money-back guarantee. Every product that we have is a 30-day money-back guarantee, even if they use it all. So that's a very valuable point, because people are very willing to try something if they know there's absolutely no risk to try it and to be a customer. The second thing I want you to write down is KayaniScience.com, because that's the website that I always use to educate people about the value of the product. People always want to know what's in it, or what are the ingredients, what are the benefits. I always educate people using KayaniScience.com. And then I want you all to write this down, because I say it and it just puts it into perspective for people when it comes to making a decision to go ahead and try it, just being a customer right away. I always say, the worst case scenario here is you got healthy for free for 30 days. You got healthy for free for a month. And that's a pretty good worst case scenario. So I just want you to try this for 30 days and just give me your feedback after a month. And so let's cover an exact strategy, because I want to cover exactly how I do it. There's a lot of different strategies. If you don't already know this, and if you want to learn a little bit more detail about just customer acquisition, if you go into your app, if you go into the smartphone app, into the member side of it, and you click on training, there's a training, and remember, it's great training in the app. It's called Team Fusion Customer Acquisition Training. It's in the training section of the mobile app. It is about a 5 or 6 minute video of role playing how exactly they get customers. And the two ladies that are in their role playing, they're both multiple 6-figure earners in the company, and they're both some of the top customer getters in all of Team Fusion. So make sure that you review that, because I'm telling you guys, you don't have to master a lot of things in Kayani to make big money. You just have to master a few things, and being able to get a few customers using a simple strategy and teaching that is one of those really important things. So how exactly do I get customers? It's very simple. So obviously I made a list when I first got involved. I made a list of people in those 3 categories. And I always like to point it out when I call them. So if I'm calling, my Aunt Linda because I want to get her as a customer, and I know my Aunt Linda has, health issues. I know she has diabetes, for instance. I'll just point that out. Aunt Linda, listen, I know you have diabetes. I'm involved with a company that has a product. There's nothing else like it on the market when it comes to nutrition. Like, I want to get together with you because I want you to try it. I think it's really going to help you. When can we get together for like 5 minutes? And I'll just set the appointment. And I'll go meet with her, and I don't give her 5 or 6 or 7 days worth. I bring one of the sunrise packets, one of the little sunrise packets. And when I sit down with her, I just rip it and I give it to her, and I'll have her try. I'll say, listen, I want you to try this. This is basically like juicing in a pouch, but I just want you to try it. It tastes really good. And I'll just give it to her. I'll have her drink it. Obviously, most people, they're just like, oh, it tastes good. And then I always say, like, listen, do you have any idea how much nutrition was in that 1 ounce that you just took? And she's usually going to be like, no. And I just take them to KayaniScience.com. I let the website do the explaining for me. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, but the product was created by doctors, and all of the research, all of the videos, all of the benefits and ingredients is there. So I take her to KayaniScience.com, and I show her all the superfoods that's in the sunrise. I show her that, there's this little chart that's really cool that it shows that eating or drinking that 1 ounce of sunrise was the equivalent of eating like 200 pounds of fruits and vegetables, and it lists all of them. And then it shows you the benefits, increased energy, increased blood flow, circulation. And after I spend about 5 minutes on the website, I just get right to it, because I know there's no risk for her to try it. I'm just like, Aunt Linda, listen, do me a favor. I want you to be a customer for 30 days. Like, I know you're gonna love this product. It's about $150 for all 3 for a full month, about $5 a day, which is about the price of a latte or a couple of energy drinks. $5 a day. I know you're gonna love it, because if you don't love it, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, no questions asked. If you don't see a difference or you don't see the value, we're gonna send the empty bottles back and get all of your money back. But I just want you to try it for a month, because I really think it's gonna help you with some of your health issues. And I'd like to get your feedback after 30 days. And I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, 8 out of 10 people, when you approach it that way, they're gonna say, yes, I've tried this, I've tested this. It absolutely works. And it's a great, easy way to get customers. And what's going to end up happening is once you get a few customers, you're going to get your first testimonial, meaning your first positive result from someone who experienced a really good, it had a really good experience with the product. And when that happens, your belief level is going to go through the roof, your excitement's going to go through the roof, and you're going to be able to get customers left and right. Guys, I'm telling you, we have the best product on the market. The amount of money that went into creating Kayani's Triangle of Health. There's no other company that has a Triangle of Health. There's companies that have weight loss shakes. There's companies that have different things, but I'm talking about just for a product that allows busy people to live a much healthier lifestyle without having to change anything that they're doing, by giving their body everything it needs in a very simple system. There's nothing else like that out there, and we solve a very big problem because everybody wants to be healthy. It's just most people don't think they have the time or aren't willing to commit to doing all of these things. My dad is a perfect example. You know, my dad eats terrible. My dad smokes cigarettes. I've been trying to get my dad to have healthier habits for years, and I've had no success. I've had no luck for 10, 15 years. But when I introduce something like Kayani to him, where he doesn't have to change anything that he's doing, all he can do is just take this, when he's already used to taking prescriptions, but now he can take something that's simple, and it really has had a positive impact in my dad's life. I'm telling you guys, it's very easy to get customers. So again, our recap is we just want to get one customer in the first 24 hours. You know, nobody can make you, nobody can force you to do it, but I'm just letting you know in this business it's important. Make it a priority because it's going to help you become successful. And 4 customers in your first 30 days. Listen, go get more. If you can get 10 or 20, by all means, but we're just going to set simple, manageable goals, such as getting 4 customers in your first 30 days. So that's step 6, is how we get customers. I hope this helped you, and I hope this put it into perspective, just really the simplicity of getting customers, because ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of people out there that need, want, and can benefit from Kayani's products. And you have the ability to make an impact in their life and create a positive difference in their family and in their life. So let's move on to the last part of step 6, which is the second thing that we do in Kayani is build a team. How do you build a team? You know, how are you able to get this thing off the ground? So obviously, like I said before, there's only really 2 things that we do. We get customers and then we build a team. So let's get into how we build a team. So the first thing that you want to do when you're building a team is you want to make a top 20 list. Now, the biggest mistake that most people make when they're building a team is they don't run through the numbers, they start prejudging people. I made this mistake when I first got in the industry. Is I made a list and I only put people that I thought would be interested or people that I thought had time. And you know, I left a lot of people off my list. And you know, being in this industry for many years, looking back after making a lot of money, it's crazy, but I'll tell you this to save you time. You just never know who's going to be amazing, who's going to blow your business up. You never know who needs an opportunity, who needs something to work, and who's going to really run with it. If you look at all of my top leaders in my organization, I could have never predicted that it was going to be them that was going to be the big builders and the people that actually blew it up. And so I want to save you some time and give you some simple strategies. So you do want to have a top 20 list. You never prejudge. You know, I say make a list of everyone, but you do want to have a top 20. And your top 20 list is what I like to call your whips. And whips is WHHIPS. It's your whips. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, the W stands for people that have work ethic. The H stands for happy people. The second H stands for people that are hungry. Not food hungry, but you know, hungry for success, self-motivated. The I stands for people with integrity. The P stands for a people person or a person with influence. And the S stands for successful. Who do you know that's successful? That's going to be your top 20. Now, you want to make a list right away. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to pause the video right now for the next 5 minutes. And I want you to either make a list, or if you're being launched by someone in your organization, I want them to help you build your list. But I want you, before you move forward, before you continue this video, I want you to make a list of your top 20 people, what I like to call your whips list. Now, go ahead and make it right away. It's very important. Please don't skip this step. It's these small things that make a big difference in building a business like this. So go ahead and make your list of your top 20, and as soon as you're finished, please go ahead and push play. Okay, so how do we approach this list? This is it's the most important thing that you could do. And it's the thing that people overthink the most. It's actually really simple, but people just really overthink it. So there's 3 ways that we approach people, or 3 ways that we can get this opportunity in front of people. Okay, and I'm going to cover them very quickly. So the first way is called a home meeting, a group get together. Why am I covering that? And the home meeting is really perfect if your leadership is in town with you and somebody can actually come present the business to your friends or to your guests. The reason I like a home meeting is very simple. For those of you that are watching this, that you want to know how to get the maximum results with the least amount of time, it's going to be a home meeting. You know, I remember getting in this industry 8 years ago. I was owning a restaurant. I was working 15 hours a day. I had no time for anything. My only day off was Sunday. And I spent that Sunday not even having fun or relaxing. I had to spend it doing paperwork and taxes and payroll. And so when I got into network marketing, the first thing I asked my mentor, I was like, listen, this is my schedule. I work all day, every day. I have no time to myself. I have no time to do anything. I need you to just be straight with me and let me know what's the fastest way I can build this with the least amount of time. How can I make the most money with the smallest amount of time? And he said to me, you have a home meeting. You have a group get together. You invite the way I'll teach you to. He's like, I'll come present this to them. Some will get started. He's like, I'll work with them. I'll train them. I'll answer their questions. I'll help them get started, and I'll start to work with your team. I was like, done. I literally cleared 45 minutes on a Thursday night. I invited a bunch of people following a script. I had several people show up. He presented, and that's how I exploded my business. Why is a home meeting effective, though? It's not that it's way more effective than anything else. It's just, think about it this way. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to present the business to one person. But it also takes 15 or 20 minutes to present the business to a group of 15 people all at once. Same amount of time, but you got 15 times the results because you presented to a group versus presenting to one person. That's why I recommend a home meeting. Because it's simple, the whole thing only takes 45 minutes. It takes 20 minutes to invite, 45 minutes to do the get together, and a lot of people go J, some people even go Pearl within a week just because they did a group get together. So that's honestly my recommendation if you're local, or even if you're out of state, if you're okay with having a presenter present through the television or through the internet, through Skype or FaceTime. It's also a really good method because it just saves time. Now, the second approach I'm going to cover is called the PS3 system. And that's the one I'm going to spend a lot of time on tonight to teach you guys, because this is the one that works no matter where you live. And it doesn't matter if you're local, it doesn't matter if you're out of state. The PS3 system is a very, very simple, duplicatable system that anyone can follow very, very easily. And then the third method is the copy, paste, send method. It's where you build it completely through text messages, where you don't really have to talk to a lot of people unless they're interested. Now, they all work, but just understand that the copy, paste, send, it's just going to take longer to get results. It's okay. You can follow this method. It's just going to take you longer to get results. So if you're looking at this and you want to know how to get results fast, if you want to know how to make money right out of the gate, if you want to know how people in the company are getting promoted very quickly, it's because chances are they're focusing on either home meetings or the PS3 system. So let's go ahead and talk about the PS3 system. What does that mean? Okay, how do you do the PS3 system? So first, what does PS3 even mean? It's not PlayStation 3. PS3 simply means this. You pique interest. You show the webinar by having them download the app, the mobile app, the Team Fusion app. You haven't watched the video, so show the webinar. And then you put them on a 5-minute 3-way call with your leader. So, and I love the PS3 system because they're very easy. They only take about 5 to 10 minutes to do. You can do them on your lunch break. You can do them in the morning. You can do them at night. They're just a very easy way to build a business, and it's easy to teach and it's easy to duplicate. So let's talk about how to pique interest. Now, this is the most important thing that I'm going to cover in this entire launch, because let me tell you the number one mistake that all people make when they get into this business. The number one mistake that all people make is they talk too much. they go off and they start presenting and explaining to their friends. And let me share with you why that doesn't work. Let me share with you why, if you start explaining Kyani and you start talking about the business and the products and you start trying, let me tell you why your friends are going to be skeptical and not interested and curious. It's because your friends don't know you for doing this. Your friends don't know you for being successful in Kyani. They know you for where you work. They know you for who you are. They know your fear. So think about it this way. Imagine that we're best friends and I'm a lawyer. I'm a really good lawyer. I win all the cases. But imagine one day you get sick and I start giving you medical advice. I start giving you coaching on like medicines. Even though my advice might be the right advice, you're still going to be very skeptical about my advice because I'm not a doctor. I'm a lawyer. And you're still going to go see a doctor. So the minute you understand that's how your friends are going to like see you, when you start explaining the business, you'll know not to do it. Your only role is to pique interest and pass. Pique, pass. And what does piquing interest mean? Piquing interest just means getting them curious, getting them a little bit interested in the business. Not saying too much, just giving them a little bit to get them enough, to generate enough interest for them to want to learn more. So, how do we pique interest? Well, we have some key words and some key phrases that we use that really tend to work no matter who you are. And here's why. Because the psychology of people is very simple. Most people think the same way. Most people are very curious, but they're also very skeptical. And so you have to appeal to the curiosity side. So how do you do it? What are some of the key phrases? So here's what we know about people. Most people, they hate to miss out. Most people want to be on the front end. They want to be on the ground level about anything. Think about it this way. When a new iPhone comes out, there are hundreds of people that spend the night outside of the Apple store just to be first in line getting the iPhone. And I know a lot of us are like, man, that's stupid. It doesn't make sense. Why would people spend the night when they could just walk in the store 2 days later and get an iPhone? But the reason people do it is because people always want to be on the front end. They want to be first. They want to be important. They want to be recognized. And so we have some key phrases that we use that are amazing at generating interest. So the first phrase I want to talk about is ground floor opportunity. Ground floor opportunity. The second one is nobody knows about this yet. Nobody knows about this yet. The third is this is a business that can be built through a mobile app. It's a business where you can build 90% of it through a smartphone app. The next one, it deals with health and nutrition. The next one, you're going to love this, or you have to check this out. You need to see this, okay? These are phrases that just pique interest. So imagine I'm calling you. Let's just pretend that your name is James, and I'm calling you. I'm like, James, listen, I have an opportunity. I need to put this in front of you. It's ground floor. Nobody knows about this yet. It deals with health and nutrition, but it's a business that you can build it 90% through a smartphone app. Like, you really need to take a look at this. Like, I've never seen anything like this. You have to check this out. Okay, so that's pretty much, the secret to piquing interest. The thing that I want to hammer in with everybody is just make sure that you're not talking too much. Make sure you're not explaining. You're not saying too much. You and your leader, we each have our roles. Your role is just to pique, and the leader's role is to explain the business. It's very, very, very important that you stick to your role. Let us stick to our role, because that way we'll all make a lot of money together, and this business is a lot much simpler that way. So the second is S, show the webinar. How do you get them to download the app and watch the video? This is the second biggest mistake that I see people, other than explaining or talking too much, is they're very casual about having people watch the video. They're like, hey, there's this app that you can check out, and there's a 15-minute video that you can watch when you get a chance. Just check it out and get back to me. And so a lot of the biggest complaint that I get from especially newer people is they say, well, people say they're going to watch it and they don't. People say they're going to get back to me and they're not. Let me explain to you why that happens and how to not have that issue happen to you. It's just staying on top of it, making it exclusive, and telling them to do it, not asking them to do it. And I'll explain the psychology of that right now, actually. A billionaire actually taught me this a long time ago. He said to me, John, if you ever want people to do something, you have to tell them to do it. Not in a rude way, but you have to word it as you're telling them to do it, not asking them to do it. And the reason why is because most people from the time they were little kids, most people are told what to do by other people. You know, when you're a kid, obviously your parents tell you what to do. When you're in school, your teachers tell you what to do. If you have a job, then you know your boss tells you what to do. And so what happens is that training over time, that conditioning, your mind, it prioritizes things. Without you even knowing or thinking about it, the things that you're told to do, it's automatically top priority, and the things that people ask you to do, it's just not a very big priority. So if you're asking people to watch the video or watch the webinar, it's not that they're not watching it on purpose, it's just it wasn't a priority because you just asked them to do it. And so they probably forgot, or it probably wasn't important to them. So how do you overcome that? So let's talk about exactly how you get people to watch the webinar. So, you know, again, after I pique interest, so if I'm talking to my friend James again, I call him up and I'm just like, James, listen, you know, I have a business you need to take a look at. I've never seen anything like this. It's very ground floor. Nobody knows about this yet. It's pre-launching out here, and it deals with health, but it's a business that you could build through a smartphone app. And I'm telling you, this is something you need to look at. And they're like, well, you know, what is it? Well, now we go to S. The first question I always ask is, do you have an iPhone or do you have an Android? And if they say iPhone, I tell them, okay, perfect. Listen, go to your app store. Again, I'm not asking, I'm like, go to your app store really quick. I need you to download an app called Team Fusion. It's free, it takes 15 seconds. I just need to give you a code to be able to get into it. So I just want to make sure that you're able to get in while I have you on the phone. So it's called Team Fusion. Just let me know when you have the app. They tell you they have the app. Just like, okay, perfect. Listen, the code is 1111111. Go ahead and click yes, put in the code. Now, do you see where it says presentation? And they're saying yes. Like, okay, there's a 15-minute webinar. I need you to watch this. Again, if you notice my language, I'm saying I need you to watch it. Not can you or do you think you can. I need you to watch this. Now, how do you get them to watch the video? You make it exclusive. If you make anything exclusive, it makes them want to do it. You can never make anyone do anything. You can only make them want to do it. So how do you make them want to do it? You make it exclusive. How do you make it exclusive? Well, one of the techniques that I use is just say, you know, James, listen, it's a 15-minute video. I need you to watch this as soon as possible. There's a lot of people I want to talk to about this, but I'm not going to do it until like some of my close key people have seen it first. So can you do me a favor? Can you just watch it like right away so that we can have a quick discussion after? And do you have time to watch it right now? And if they say yes, I'm like, okay, perfect. Listen, just watch it right now. I'm going to call you back in 30 minutes. If they say no, I always say, well, when are you able to watch it? When's the soonest that you can watch it? Because I want to just chat with you for 2 minutes. And if they say, you know, 7 o'clock after I get off work, I'm like, perfect. I'm going to text you at 7 to remind you. I'm going to call you at 7:30, and we're just going to chat for a couple of minutes. Boom. That's how you get them to watch the webinar. Very simple. So you pique their interest. You have them watch the webinar. You know, I know this seems like a lot, but it's actually really simple. You know, you keep it very simple. You just get them curious, get them interested. You have them download a free app. They watch the video. And then the three-way call. So obviously when you call them back, you know, one of the things that I always ask them, like, you know, I always say, you know, did you watch it? And if they say, you know, they say yes, I'm like, perfect. What was your favorite part, or what did you like best? Never say, what did you think? Because if you ask people what they think, it means they think you're asking for their opinion, and that means you're not confident in the opportunity that you're showing them. I never ask, what do you think? Because I don't want their opinion. I want them to know that I'm confident about what I'm talking about. So I'm like, what did you like best? And then what I always do after that is I put them on a three-way call with my leader. How do you get them on a three-way call? Very, very, very simple. This is what I always say. I use a process called edification. Edification means building somebody up. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, there's 2 skills to making a lot of money in Kyani right out of the gate. The sooner you master these 2 skills, the sooner you're going to make big money here. Number 1 is learning how to pique interest, how to get people excited and curious. Number 2 is how to edify somebody, how to edify a leader, how to build someone up so that they want to talk to your leader, not they think that they're just not interested in talking to the leader. You want to build them up so they're interested, not skeptical. So what I always do when I call them back is I'm like, James, listen, I want to introduce you to Mr. Peter Serrano. He's a gentleman that I'm working with. This gentleman is literally responsible for a lot of the growth of Kyani in many different states. And I want to have him explain to you a little bit about Project 515 before it launches. Project 515 is about to launch. I want to have him explain to you what it is, because I'm telling you it's going to be epic. And I don't even know if he's going to answer, but if I can get him for 2 minutes, I just want to have him chat with you for 2 seconds, just make an introduction and have him tell you a little bit about it. So hold on 1 second. Boom. That's exactly how I do a three-way call. So again, just review. You pique interest. You use the keywords. You know, I found something, I've never seen anything like this. You got to use power words, keywords, trigger phrases that get people curious. They get people excited. You never want to call people just like, hey, I got this opportunity. You should take a look at it. You know, it might be something you'd be interested in. It's like a nutrition company and you can build it through that. That doesn't get anybody excited about anything. But if I call you and I'm like, listen, like I want to put an opportunity in front of you right away. I've never seen anything like this. It's very ground floor. Almost nobody knows about this yet. It deals with health and nutrition, but it's a company that created a smartphone app that you can build your business with. I've never seen anything like this. You need to see this. Well, what is it? Do you have an iPhone or do you have an Android? Android, perfect. Go to your Google Play Store really quick. I need you to download an app called Team Fusion. It's free. It takes like 15 seconds. But I need to give you a code to be able to get into it. So I want to make sure that we're able to do this while I have you on the phone. Just takes 2 seconds. Can you just go real quick? Download it and tell me when you're able to access it. Okay, you're in. Perfect. Click guest area. Here's my code. Do you see where it says presentation? There's literally a 15-minute webinar that I want you to watch. And I need you to watch it right away, because like there's like a ton of people that I'm going to talk to about this, because it's something I'm very excited about and I believe in. But I'm holding off until like some of my closest people see it first. So I just want you to watch it right away so that we can chat about it after. So do you have time to watch it right now? Okay, good, perfect. I'm going to call you back in 20 minutes and we'll chat about it just really quick. Call him back. Hey, did you get a chance to watch it? Perfect. What'd you like best? Yeah, I know, me too. You know, my favorite part was, you know, just being able to have more time freedom and make residual income using an app. Listen, this is what I want to do. I want to introduce you to the gentleman that I'm working with directly on this. His name is Peter Serrano. Look, this guy is a very humble person. He's very successful doing this, and he's directly responsible with launching this company in many different cities and many different states. And you know, I have the privilege of working with him closely, like personally, but I want him to explain to you a little bit about Project 515, because that's really the reason I reached out to you, is I want him to explain to you because it's about to launch in September, and I want you to know about this right away. And so let me see if I can even get him on the phone. I know he's like really busy all the time, but if I can get him, I just want to make an introduction and have you guys chat for just a minute. So just hold on 1 second, okay? Boom, three-way call, and the leader knows what to do. They'll take over, and they're the ones that's going to explain and build the vision and get them really excited. So if you really think about this business, ladies and gentlemen, your job is really simple when you're new. You know, I loved it. Like when I got into this industry, I loved the fact that I didn't have to explain anything. I didn't have to answer questions. I didn't have to close people or paint the vision. I didn't have to do anything. All I had to do was pique their interest and pass to a leader. Pique their interest and pass to a leader. And if you can just get good at that, you're going to do very well. You're going to go Jade. You're going to go Pearl. You're going to go Sapphire. You know, I always tell people this, because a lot of our leaders, you know, we know our ratios here. If you could just do 2 PS3s a day, and remember, they take 7 to 10 minutes to do, start to finish. If you could do 2 a day, you'll go Sapphire in your first 30 days. That's $1,500 a month. That's a car that you don't have to pay for, all for doing 2 PS3s a day, which is about 20 minutes of your day. But the real question is, the one thing that we can't control, we can do everything. We can present, we can close, we can do everything. But the one thing that the leaders can't do is we can't make you do that part. We can't invite for you. You have to do that part. If you could do that part and we work together, I'm telling you, we're going to build a great business and we're going to have a lot of success. And you're going to be a leader in this company. And you're going to look back and you're going to realize it was very simple and nothing we did was very difficult. And so the last thing that I want to share with you guys as we close out the launch, because that's it, is, you know, I want you guys to make sure as soon as we wrap up this video that you actually get to work. You go ahead and make some invite calls. Go ahead and practice. Go ahead and set up a few PS3s. Make your list. You should have already made your top 20 list. Go ahead and identify your top few, top 3, top 5 people, and go ahead and reach out to them. Don't hold back. Don't hesitate. Don't waste time, guys. I'm telling you, Procrastination is the thief of all opportunity in business. Mark my words when I tell you that. Procrastination is the thief of all opportunity. So make sure you take action and let's build this business, because we don't always have an opportunity to be ground floor. We're the first company that has a smartphone app. We have the best product on the market, and it's only 3, so it's very simple. And we have a culture and a track record that no other company has. And we have a compensation plan that pays out more than any other company on the planet. And we have the easiest car program to qualify for. With all of these things in place, the only way you're not gonna win is if you don't take action. And take massive action, ladies and gentlemen. And the final thought that I wanna give you guys is the power of attending events. If you're in a market where there's a local event, make sure that you attend that event. Events are the secret to getting trained, to learning how to do this business, and to getting good. And it's also a way for you to surround yourself with the leadership. It's a way for you to get to know the leaders. My mentor always told me, he said, John, you will always be a product of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And you know, when I grew up in a very poor family. I didn't have any rich friends. I didn't have any successful friends. And I love this industry because network marketing gave me my first opportunity to surround myself with successful people, to surround myself with people that were making things happen, to surround myself with people that were setting goals, that were making big money, that were making investments. And I'll forever be grateful to this industry because it gave me the opportunity not only to make a lot of money, but to be able to surround myself with people that I wanted to be like. And so the best way you can do that is by attending events. Don't miss events because they're so valuable to your business. Treat this like a business, ladies and gentlemen, and it will pay you like a business. Don't treat it like a hobby. Remember, hobbies cost you money, businesses make you money. If you treat this like a business, like the $1 million opportunity that it is, it will pay you that amount of money. We're really looking forward to Project 515 with each and every one of you. We're looking forward to what the future holds in the next few months. I wanted to make this video to be able to get you off the ground running fast and to give you a resource to be able to train yourself, but for you to also be able to train other people. We're gonna have a big month, we're gonna have a big year, and we're looking forward to seeing record promotions, and I can't wait. Like the thing that gets me the most excited is just knowing that some of you that are gonna be watching this today, in 30, 60, 90 days, you're gonna completely change your life financially because you followed simple steps and you were able to make it happen. So thank you guys again for watching the video. It's been my pleasure to be here to take you through the first few steps of launching your business, and good luck in your journey in Kiani.